In the shivering cradle of the north, beneath pale stars and frost-laced skies, a child shall draw her first breath. Upon her breast the mark shall burn deep, black, and ancient, the stain of the abyss. She is no ordinary babe, but born of dark blood, her veins thrumming with infernal sorcery, her soul tethered to realms where mortals dare not gaze. She will walk as a girl among men, yet the shadow will know her as kin. Her laughter will echo like a charm sweet and beguiling, but behind her eyes smolder a fire not lit by this world. As she grows, so too shall her power, until the veil between planes wears thin, and the beast of her blood press against the door. Should she come of age unchecked, she will call to her kin not in prayer, but in triumph. And they will answer, oh yes, they will come, on wings of flame and ruin, to walk once more in the daylight. Woe then to the realm of men, for suffering shall not descend like rain, but rise like flood, drowning all. Thus is it woven, thus shall it be, unless a blade finds her heart before the hourglass runs dry.
Ta-da! Happy Thursday.
Better not say anything weird, guys.
We're back after a very long time, actually. It's been like four weeks.
Been a long damn time.
Been a long time.
Been a long time since. Anyways, that's what happens when you play every other week, and then GaryCon lands on a week, and you know. But it's good. It's good to be back. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody.
Hello.
Can we start?
I miss your faces.
Can we start with the 988?
Yes, sir, we can. Yep. So as always, we have our 988 charity, which is a mental health awareness, suicide awareness charity that we keep running always annually. If you're going to do something on a stream, might as well have a something awesome to donate to, just to keep things like that going. The bottom line for it is a text anonymous or use your government name if you're having a really bad time, feel like you're hurting yourself, maybe someone else, you're getting indications that they are as well. It's like dialing 911. You dial 988 and they will get you specialized counseling, whether you're having some, identity issues and that's making you go down that path, or there's, domestic violence things that making you go down that path. There are specialized counselors for everything that you can almost think of. And then they're going to do follow-on care for you, and then they'll give you like all sorts of things to read, and no kidding, link you up with a counselor, and it is fantastic. So highly recommend donating to that one. If you don't have Squanch to donate to it, save some time throughout the week. If you're stuck in traffic, if you live in San Antonio like I do, and you're definitely stuck in traffic, spend those 30 minutes reaching out to a buddy. Take a deep breath and say, how you doing? And then let them just download and just listen to them. Be an empath. You'll save a life. Over to you, Jeremy. Okay. Oh, I'm Vagard the Paladin.
And you're Vagard the Paladin. Yeah, since we haven't done this for a while, why don't we just run around the table quick? Everybody can introduce their characters. So we have Vagard the Paladin of the Kingsguard, no less. How about Gallo? Who is Gallo?
I'm Gallo of the Locks. I have one key and it opens many locks.
And Leary?
I'm Leary, or Lyrithriel, and I'm basically, a moon elf, I guess, but basically a high elf.
Just like
basically.
Who am I? I'm a moon elf. I'm a high elf. She's but Lyrithriel, and she's basically on Romspringa, like from her homeland.
Yeah.
And my name's Kate. I'm friend Orphe on Instagram, and I'm also starting a campaign. Like, I'm the DM of a campaign. It's largely going to be Feywild, if you could have maybe guessed that.
Is that happening
But it's gonna be
here?
real fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'll be
it's
playing
gonna be
Ranger.
Are you doing
gonna be on
alternate Thursdays to
Thursdays.
us?
alternate Thursdays.
There you
Yep.
go, there you go. So every Thursday you can see Katie.
Yeah, I'll be here every Thursday.
And last but not least, Maeve.
I'm Maeve, played by Ash. I am an errant knight and half elf, and yay!
And she's a badass.
Yes, yes. And
missed that.
Mox, who plays Silas, our wizard, is not with us tonight. Won't be with us this session nor next session, but we have plans for why he's not here. So we'll get to those. So quick recap. Last time we found ourselves trapped under the capital of the kingdom, Kingsgate, the city of Kingsgate, after a self-destruct trap basically went off and sealed you in to tunnels that orcs were using to burrow in beneath the city. And you pursued the orcs through their own tunnels as they retreated with the corpse of a knight, Sir Egard Tegrum. And it is believed that Sir Egard Tegrum's body maybe contains, I'll say the word taint, or some sort of evil. Yeah, I said it.
Tonight, really?
Yeah.
Of all nights?
Yeah, I feel like. So you guys then pursued the orcs through these tunnels. You fought orcs. You learned some of these orcs carry leech-like parasites, and they've been mutated a bit. Like they have some, not all of the orcs, but some of the orcs had bat-like features. The parasites are believed to be some sort of gift from the Black Goat, who is a sort of demi-power of rot and mutation and fertility for some. Let's see. Oh, the music went out. Let me see if I can cue something up here. This might be too bright and cheery, but that's okay. Then you discovered a creature in the tunnels named Scribbles. A tiny little fellow. I've never had the goblin adoption thing happen in any of my games ever, but basically he was adopted into the party. He is a small, dark-skinned, sort of bluey, black, oily, like he kind of leaks oil. He's sticky, and he has a very big head, big yellow eyes. He's all arms and knuckles, and
The knuckle.
it was convinced he was convinced he can like sort of teleport through cracks, and he disappeared into a crack in a rock that he had given to Vagard, who he refers to as Uppies, and and Vagard is carrying said rock.
Yeah.
Scribbles implied that he doesn't like the sun, so carrying him.
How big is this rock?
Think of it like a good-sized skipping rock with a crack in it, obviously.
Okay.
It's not like a brick.
I got you.
You could
What's this big?
Yeah. And Scribbles, before going into the rock that Vagard now possesses, Scribbles leads the party, to the surface, out of the orc tunnels. He shows you the way, and was able to pull the entire party through the cracks in the rock to get them out. A couple things that we did learn about in the caves. One, the orcs do appear to be orcs have traditionally followed a fire god. Orcs live far in the north, where it's very cold and inhospitable, and they worship a fire god that keeps them warm through the long nights. But it would seem a group of orcs have now turned and are following the Black Goat. There was mention of one known as the Worm Mother or the Worm Speaker. Her other name was mentioned, but if you didn't catch it, she was referred to as Grathra One Eye. And Silas believes that Grathra is some kind of an orc shaman and might be in possession of an Eye of Istis, which is like an artifact. And Silas is also in possession of an Eye of Istis. He is in possession of the Maiden's Eye. And I think he was hypothesizing that Grathra has the Eye of the Crone. Anything that you guys that springs to your mind that you're like, hey, didn't this happen, or shouldn't we, or does that suffice as a recap, a wrap up?
Oh yeah, because we just climbed out, right? And we're like, oh, there's the city on the horizon, and we're heading over there.
Yeah, you're about a day, maybe just a little more than a day from the city when we left you last. But when we start tonight, you have traveled south through sort of farmers' fields and small hamlets, and you can now, you've arrived at King's Gate. You make your way through the gates. Scribbles has not been out of his rock since you left the caves. And I'll now turn it over to you. You've just entered through the northern gates of King's Gate. Again, the population of the city seems at its max. It is lots of people, with all of the troubles that are going on in the lands, have retreated here to the city for safety. Staying with aunts, uncles, cousins, feeling that the safety of the city is where they want to be. So it's maybe midday when you arrive at the city. Lots going on. What would you like to do? Everyone can put themselves at full hit points. Everyone has all their mana points back. We will assume that was, healing and all the rest of it was done on the way here.
There you go.
Oops, I muted myself. So we're just getting back to the city.
Yes.
To the city?
Yes.
I need a bath.
You're through the gates. You're into the city itself. Some of you have lodgings within the city. Others, lodgings were prepared for you at the Bastion, which is basically the name of the fortress or palace of King Takar and his wife.
I'll make sure that I'll let Izzy know that you can use her quarters if you guys need to freshen up, and that the Bastion is available. It's got fantastic security. Just point out Vagard Security Company just on my.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
That's where we're staying as well.
Yeah.
At least we're a horse.
I don't mean to seem weird, but can we all stay together? I feel like we've gone through a lot.
I'll catch up with you. I need to go see a man about the horse.
My horse?
No, but if you want one, I'll get you one.
No, I have one.
Do you want a new one?
Thora's horse.
Are you offering to buy me a new horse?
I said I'm offering to get you one.
Oh.
I'm not opposed to another horse. Do you want your own horse, Leary?
Well, we all need horses. But
You said I couldn't ride a horse.
You can ride a horse with practice. You're getting better.
I thought you said I needed a pony.
this phrase, I don't think it means what we think it means.
I'll take
Well,
a
no,
horse.
I mean, I'm just saying that I got to go talk to somebody, but if the ladies would like ponies or horses or anything of that nature, I will be sure to bring them back, especially anything Maeve wants, yeah.
Gallo,
Can you get me
Yeah.
a fancy horse?
can
Just
you
be
look
easy to
into this?
pull.
Pony.
You inquired to me to ask about certain information. We have now returned to the city. I'm going to go see about the information.
And off of the notes
Perfect.
that Silas sent me, basically Silas is obsessed, it seems, with this Orca shaman and the fact that she may have an eye like his. and he does not waste long once within the city to make his way back to the Great Library to begin trying to find information. So he departs almost, I would think, almost abruptly, almost rudely, like doesn't give any sort of goodbye or anything. Just sort of like, I have to go, and off he goes.
I'll grab him by the elbow before he goes and do a force hug that he doesn't like. I know his arms are straight down.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be like, all right, take care of yourself. I'm going to come check on you. You don't come out by tonight. I'm going to make sure you eat. If you don't, I'm bringing you food.
Okay. Okay.
That's a good friend.
So off he goes. Gallo's going to leave the party as well. Gallo, where are you headed to?
I'm going to see my handler.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Handler of what?
I like how that just hangs there. So you're gonna go talk to Malin Vey.
Right. Well, yeah. Well, of course, because I mean, like, between me and the voice in the sky that is directing our actions at this particular point in time,
absolutely,
I believe I have possibly earned another lock. You know, so I plan to go collect.
Oh, these locks are real. I have spent the entire last few episodes being like, "Oh, we're making jokes."
No, like, so, like, for the Thieves Guild or whatnot, right? They carry a series of locks, and it denotes their rank.
Okay.
And the guild's
I
called,
missed all of that.
called the 13.
As he's explaining this, I'll go up all my fleur-de-lis.
Yeah, the Thieves Guild. Yeah, the Thieves Guild's called the 13 Locks, and so like he's working his way up to like the 13 locks.
Okay.
How many does he have?
He should be getting number 3.
Has he been talking about his locks the whole time?
There's been like jokes about them that I.
Right. What exactly did you think I was talking about?
Whoa, big rig.
No, you're talking about using Vaseline to open up locks. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
It lubricates the mechanisms.
You said
What
your key
mechanisms, Maeve? That's for night time. That's not for work.
You said you had one key for every lock, and I just assume you meant your penis.
Well, bold of you to assume, and I'll take that as a compliment. But no, that's not exactly what I meant. I meant I have a master key to open many locks.
I just want you to know we had a raid come in, and they're like, epic phrase to join on.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello.
Welcome.
We're doing our best.
We're doing our best.
Welcome, Raiders. Right? Where the thief is explaining to the knight errant that, you know, when he refers to a master key opening many locks, he can be talking about 2 different things.
Okay, well.
But definitely not his penis right now.
Not right now, maybe later.
Okay. I'll put that in the back of my mind for later.
Complete naivety. I'm like,
where's
this key?
I feel like the people of Kingsgate.
Like
this is just street talk, and they just keep walking by. No one pays any sort of.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you are going to get us some horses, I would love for Leary to have like a 30-year-old mare who's been hobbled a little bit. You know, something
you're definitely going down.
Something very. Yeah.
Just like a well-behaved horse. Why do I need an old
won't
horse?
fall off of.
A nice horse.
Yeah,
a nice,
30-year-old.
well-trained.
I can tell you, it's going to be
It's fine.
almost impossible to find a horse to compare to Maeve's horse. As a knight, her horse is like maxed out on stats and everything. So, but good luck.
Go figure, Maeve.
Felicity, and I get sad. Felicity.
How about I take Posey and you take an unruly stallion?
Or just like a little cart that we can drag behind my horse, and she can just be a cart.
Can I have cushions?
Yeah.
Ooh, I would take a cart.
Yes. Some would call that a chariot.
Ooh, chariot.
So is Gallo leaving now on that note, or does Gallo stay with them in the streets?
No, Gallo kind of does a wee bit of melding into the shadows. He lingers long enough to watch Maeve walk away. He bites his lip, and then he heads off to go find his thieving friends.
Okay. Okay. So, and the rest
We're
of you
just
head.
watching him do this. Like,
The rest of you head to the bastion.
what's he doing?
Thanks, the tail and amble. See ya.
Yeah.
I need to take a bath.
I think out of a random alleyway, you just see a dwarven thumb stick up and just go like that. And it pops back in.
Anime, like it totally just changes. And it's like, thanks for the raid, and then leaves.
Yeah.
Wait, before you go, do you want to meet somewhere? When do we meet back up? I'm like, don't go rogue.
Aren't we
And I
all
wink.
going to the same place?
Well, are we going?
we all-
The three of us are going to the bastion. He's going to the.
No, I mean, does he sleep in the same place that we do?
No, he lives
Oh.
downtown, down
He's,
Scullery Lane. Yeah, it's not nerve. You won't like this, High Elf. But you can check it out if you want.
No. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Silk and bubble baths are that way, and I point to a high white tower, like over there. And I'm
She's
like,
gonna just start walking.
yeah,
Perfect.
you can't miss it.
So let's follow with Gallo for now. So Gallo, you make your way to the wilted lily. Look what you've done to me. Look at what you've done to me.
Hey, there ain't nothing wilted or lily going on with him at the moment.
The lilted willy. No, the wilted lily.
The lilted Willy.
Oh my god. The dead lily. Okay.
The lilted Willy.
So you arrive at the
That's a good zoom.
We're going to the bar with the flower name. Got it.
Yes. You arrive at the tavern. You walk in. It is filled with familiar sort of pipe smoke and the smell of stale ale and all the rest of it. And as always, Malin is here. It doesn't look like he's been here for long. He's talking to a pair of shopkeepers that he is likely running some kind of extortion scheme on, or they owe the guild money, but he shushes them away as he sees you come in and motions for you to come over. He seems very pleased to see you.
He won. He kind of saunters over more than anything with a little pep in his step, almost like, right, that's right, I got a job done, I did it on my own, I made some new friends, probably gonna get me killed, but here I am. I got sucked through a wall and turned into a grapefruit at one point in time, and here we go.
As you sit down, some of the patrons that know that you're both part of the guild sort of stand out of their chairs and give you some space so that the two of you are a little more out of earshot. They don't want to at all be seen as sort of eavesdropping. They want no part of that. So they give you some room, the two of you, as you're at the back of the Wilted Lily, and drinks are brought over for you, and he says, tell me about the job.
Tell you about the job. All right, so I'm supposed to go on, just simply unlock a door. That's all. And from there, I go from unlocking a door to unlocking a chest to finding lost artifacts to going down into a crypt of some haunted fucking guy, which then in turn drops me down into some caverns where I'm, all said and told, the scenery wasn't horrible. But, and then we're going through, and now we're fighting a bunch of black orcs who are underneath and out in the woods, and they're burrowing through the town. We escape. We manage to get there. It's a lot, really, in a very short amount of time. And I learned that, one, elves don't react too well to being underground. And I learned that the captain of the King's Guard, it has a heart of gold, right? But the intelligence of an idiot, all right? There's a very paranoid wizard involved in all of this, right? And I'm pretty sure we have an elven princess.
He leans in, he goes, and there's a spellcaster amongst them?
Well, a couple of them, to be perfectly honest, yeah.
He takes a long drink and thinks that over. When you were in the bastion, Gallo, did they take you through the hidden passageways?
Aye.
So you would know the entrance to them.
Aye.
Do you think you could gain access to them again?
More than likely, yeah.
We have an interesting contract that has come to the guild.
Hold on. Did you miss the part about it being
Yes,
perpetually
yes.
haunted down there?
Well, we're not going to go down there. Those tunnels lead to other places as well.
No, I can assure you, they actually don't. I know, because I tried to run for my life and it just didn't quite happen. And instead, I ended up encountering the fucking ghost of Christmas future, past, and present, and then the ghost of kick your ass all in the same time.
Well, you were in the necropolis, weren't you? I mean, there are dead things there.
He just kind of like looks. What are you getting at?
I think you may be able to assist us yet again, my friend. If we could gain a bit more knowledge about those tunnels you were in.
Did you miss the part with the black orcs?
We have already heard rumors of an orc army amassing.
Well, I
in
can
the
confirm that they're not really rumors. And on top of that, he kind of like looks left. He kind of like looks right. And he kind of like leans in like real close. And he's just kind of like,
The ears.
he proceeds to explain in a hushed tone because he literally doesn't want anybody else around them to hear this, right? He begins to explain the fucking borks, the fucking bat orcs, and shit like that. And he's just kind of like, it's not safe to be mucking about in the caverns at all. Like, I understand where you're going with this, right? But we had knights, a cat, a wizard, and like we barely got out of there alive. And I cannot stress that enough. I only look as good because one of them happens to have the magics of healing. So like, I can't stress it enough. You don't want to go down there, not right now. Save it for if we get the orcs away, but like, not now. There's not enough Timbits down there to bring anybody there.
He gives the. You can tell he's really thinking about what you're saying, and he's weighing something out in his mind. All right, have it your way.
It's not, I'm not saying it's not exploitable, right? But any good thief knows to case a joint and get at it when it's an ideal situation. And what I'm saying right now is it's not an ideal situation. Unless, of course, you have like a fireball wand laying around and you just kind of want to go through and like clean it all out yourself.
Okay, but the tunnels do not simply extend beneath the city, Gallo. If we could get a map of a crude but accurate map of the secret tunnels within the bastion.
For what purpose?
Well, they lead to all sorts of different parts of the fortification, and mostly are used to move about the keep unseen.
Right, but listen, I understand that we our fealties to coin and mastery of our craft. But should that information be bought in kind of the wrong hand,
The wrong hand.
I'm here to tell you it will be the downfall of the city. And I know you live here, so do I. So that's one of those.
He seems a little surprised by your comments. Did you gain a conscience with these knights?
I did not gain a conscience. I very much believe in ensuring that I have a place to lay my head, worry-free.
And your concern is that the city will fall to these orcs?
If by some way, shape, or form they were able to get access to even the crudest of maps, yes. I'm well aware of where these tunnels lead and where they go.
Well, we would reward you very well. I'm not telling you to do anything quite yet. This isn't an order, but just know that any sort of guidance to those tunnels would be incredibly valuable to the 13 locks.
Right, and I'm saying that it is.
We do not believe the orc army is of any threat to Kingsgate.
I know that you're wrong in that.
You do?
He recounts the village that they came out in.
The camp. It was an encampment.
Yeah, that encampment,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he expounds a little bit, but not much. He just adds a little bit more gruesome type details.
Okay.
But he's very much just like, listen, if they weren't out there and I hadn't seen firsthand what they're doing, I'd be drawing you a map right now. But you're going to send some one lock, or you're going to sell it off to whoever will pay you the most. And then the next thing you know, you're waking up with a rusty blade to your throat because a Bork got in. Can't say else very well.
We'll talk again on this. Clearly, you're tired. You've had a long journey.
I am tired. And I think he holds up his chain that has like 2 locks on it. And I believe I'm owed something.
Yes. I will pass that along to the higher ups, of course. We will consider your third lock.
That was not the deal. I do the job. I get my third lock.
He smiles at you, and in a way that he maybe hasn't smiled. Like you feel sort of that there's maybe a bit of deceit here, and
He reaches into his bag.
Okay.
And he pulls out that sterling silver little candelabra thing that he took from the crypt or whatever, right?
Yeah.
You wanted an item from the crypt? And he sets it there. That was sitting on his headstone. Where's my third lock?
He picks it up, looks it over. Is this all you were able to retrieve? I mean, I've been told the catacombs are filled with treasures.
That's indeed that they are. But that's only information a third lock would grant to, those around him.
And
because of his efforts.
Would a third lock procure a map for us?
Oh, the third lock has a map, but a fifth lock would provide it.
He reaches beneath his jacket. He pulls out a third lock for you. He puts it on the table. He takes the candelabra. He says, and he says, "Will, if you wish to reach a fourth or even a fifth lock, I would suggest you supply some sort of map."
He leans in and he pulls out a small piece of parchment,
Okay.
right? And he outlines the entrance through the hole in the encampment.
Okay.
And he draws out how it goes into the caverns.
Okay.
And then he stops at the T-junction. One went one direction where we know the giant worms were,
Yes.
and one that actually led towards the castle.
Okay.
But he doesn't denote which one is which. And he goes, right, you got a wee bit turned around down there. However, one direction will get you where you're going.
Ooh, man,
Mind the blorks.
He says, I need the entrances that are inside the bastion, not these that are out in the wilderness.
Well, the ones that are inside the bastion require you to go through the king's court.
That is not the issue. The issue is knowing where the entrance to these tunnels are.
I just gave you it. It's out there. I'm telling you, you don't want to try and go through the bastion to get there. There's no, believe it or not, the place is heavily fortified. I was only able to get around because I had the captain of the guard walking around with me. But I'm here to tell you, right, 13th lock might be hard-pressed to get down there, especially considering that the gates itself to lead to the crypts are magically sealed.
You underestimate your betters, Gallo, and I have come to expect better from you.
Are you trying to shit-talk me right now?
He stands up and takes a drink of his drink, and he says, get us a map. Inside the bastion.
Gallows, feeling very cocky at this point or whatnot, right? Would like to kick a chair at his knees
Okay.
to cause him to drop down,
All right.
right? And he's going to look him in the face and go, get on my level.
Give me a let's do a dexterity check for that. Just to get your foot under the chair and send it sliding towards him.
He's cocky. He's feeling like that whole, I've just dodged death 17 fucking times, right? And 7 of them were covering the 1 mile to get back inside the goddamn city. It is a primary.
Okay.
24.
Nicely done, dude. Nicely done. So you execute it just as you've asked. Like, the chair slides over, it catches Malin in the knee, and, he drops down, and you do that. You watch as, a little bit of humiliation takes over your once mentor, and he leaves. Everyone in the Wilted Lily sort of look over. You can see a number of there's no 3 locks in here, but there's maybe a couple 1 or 2 lock rogues mixed into the crowd here, and they all take note of that as Malin scuttles out of the Wilted Lily.
I think he turns and he looks at his 4th lock, and he looks at all of the other ones, and he just goes, know your value, gents. But most importantly, don't be here in 2 hours. And then he walks out.
Okay.
to go find horses.
All right. Let's jump to the bastion as Vegard leads everyone through. People part, and the guards at the bastion are very pleased to see the three of you as you make your way through the gates. A couple of them maybe make mention, we had heard the explosion in the tunnels. We had heard of the explosion in the tunnels beneath. We thought you were all dead.
Did they search the tunnels? Is Jacques? Where's Jacques
Is
and
Haudra?
Helga?
Haudra?
Haudra.
Hail Haudra.
Haudra.
Hail Haudra.
Haudra.
Okay, so you ask those questions. You're escorted through until you come into sort of like a training courtyard just beyond the gates. You're inside the bastion now, and Jacques is there.
Huge hug.
I pick him up. He's really excited to see you.
Big hug.
Yeah. He leans into that for a moment and then remembers that, he's supposed to be tough. So, stops that.
Jack, I'm so sorry that we have to leave you.
He says the whole cave system came down on us.
Where's Haudra?
She was hurt.
I'll look at Maeve and nod, and I'll point at a squire to get her to Haudra as quick as possible.
He, Jacques says, I thought we were gonna die down there. Block.
I think I'm holding his hand. I'm holding his hand by the wrist as he's talking.
Block and a group of knights dug us out. Block is the half-orc.
Yep, I know.
Kingsguard that you met before going down the tunnels.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Where's Block now?
I think he's off duty. We thought you were dead.
So I think we felt the same about you now. To be honest, we moved as fast as we could to the other side.
He clearly wants to ask you more, but you can see that he, holds that back. If Maeve wants to, she's escorted to Haudra. Haudra is sort of lying on a bed. It appears she has a broken leg.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go up to visit her.
Yep.
And I'm not gonna hug her the way that.
No,
Can I come?
She seems,
yes, you are drug along.
She seems very pleased to see the two of you. She says that Jacques and her thought everyone had died in the cave-in. A very large stone pinned her leg, but the knights eventually dug their way into them, and they were able to be brought back to the surface. What would cause such an explosion? She says.
Definitely not a trap that we were trying to trigger.
Yeah. It was a bad mix of spells and fiends.
She says, "Well, I'm so glad you're okay. Does this mean I'll continue to be your squire?"
Yes, if you still would desire that.
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
She seems very enthusiastic about that.
Great.
She's,
Love nothing more.
She says, Lord Norrin has checked on me.
Norrin.
Lord Norrin being the person that
my uncle.
You contacted when you came here. She says he had many questions about what happened down there.
I'm sure he did. I should probably go and find him, but after a bath. I think Leary and I
Yes.
would like to be dedusted.
What's up, Vagard?
I would make sure that I found Isabel and made sure that her quarters were made available.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I'm going to get to you in a second.
Yeah.
Don't you worry. We've got Isabella coming up in just a moment. Okay, so Maeve and Leary have sort of like a spa day to get cleaned up and...
Wait. Maeve, should I heal her?
You could.
I could.
No. I feel like she must learn the lessons of hardship.
Oh.
Maybe just like a slight healing to turn it from like a break to a sprain.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's gonna like touch her leg and give her a little, I guess, she's gonna just cast heal light wounds, and if it heals her all the way, it heals her all the way.
Yeah, give me the
She's
roll.
like, I don't really know.
Give me the roll. Give me the roll.
Okay. Where's she at? There it is. So it would be, I guess, just 5 then.
Yeah, you watch Haudra's face kind of like just in astonishment as you heal. So if she had any hit points that she was still trying to get back, they would be restored. And even though a cure light wounds wouldn't be enough to heal a break entirely, it certainly does put the mend further along than it was. Like you said, it might be a sprain or something, and she might be able to put some weight on it in the next day or two. But it certainly does the trick. And she sort of gasps as you do it, and then like you notice she can like wiggle her toes all of a sudden, and she's like, "That's fantastic. How did you do that?"
Oh, well, it's about,
she's just very gifted.
harnessing.
The apothecary said it might be a
nature
few weeks before I could
and-
move my toes.
Yes. That's something you learn with training, and I just didn't take Leary out.
Okay.
Bye. I
Okay.
hope you feel better.
So you make your way to an area of the bastion where there's like, bath chambers and things like that. Before you get though to sort of getting into tubs and cleaning yourselves up, Lord Norin approaches you in the hallway.
Thwarted again.
He says,
Want a bath.
I see our 2 elves survived. Rumors spread quick through the bastion.
Oh, yes. Here we are.
How quickly? Who told you? Like, who's-
He's like, the squire.
Gossip, Larry.
The squires are running all over telling the
The
knights
gossip.
that dear Vagard and his elven assistants have returned.
Assistant.
Distance, you say?
Yeah, and there's a bit of a disdain in his voice as he says it.
This guy doesn't like me.
He
Aw.
he hands a
Too bad.
he hands a scroll, a rolled up scroll to Maeve, and he said, "This arrived for you in your absence. I didn't think I was going to burn it since I assumed you were dead, but whatever the case, there it is for you."
Thank you.
And he then just no goodbye, no nothing. He just sort of walks away with a certain a noble air, but like a noble asshole air as opposed to like,
Rude.
He's a fart.
yes, a noble ass air. Yes, he's a massive fart.
Smells like
Yeah, so you guys take the rest of the remainder of the day getting cleaned up and relaxing. As guests in the bastion, there's servants to help you in any way required. Hot water is brought for you, clean towels, whatever you ask for, perfumes or liniments for sore muscles, anything like that that you ask for is brought.
Great.
Some tea.
Yeah, tea.
Some
Nice,
scented
relaxing.
oils.
I'll read my note once I'm by myself.
Okay. So the note just says that for you to come to the Rusted Latch. In the Dock District. As soon as possible. And it is just signed with an S. Okay.
I'm still gonna take my time in my bath.
Absolutely. Vhagar. You make your way to see Isabella. As you arrive, as you're coming down the hall, her door to her the chambers that are considered hers is open, and you can hear her talking with. It sounds like servants, and she's telling. It sounds like she's telling, like she's getting packed or something. She's sort of going, "No, I'll need more than that. I'll need another dress. I'll need something to travel in." And as you walk in, you can see that she is in fact preparing for some sort of trip.
Another journey. I'll say just loud enough so she can hear my voice from the door.
When she sees you, she's absolutely elated. Her face lights up. She runs over and gives you, the same kind of hug that you gave Silas, but far more friendly than that.
I grabbed a single lily on the way in from when we met. You know what I mean? There's a pot probably outside that I grabbed just enough to have one doting flower.
Perfect.
And as she comes up,
she says, I knew you hadn't died. I could feel it.
Our destinies are bound. Time is not done.
Block informed my brother that the entire cave system came down.
Yes. It was
Jacques is okay though. If you haven't seen him.
If you can't smell. And I lift my tabard. I hugged Jacques. Oof. I should teach him to bathe better.
She smiles, and her servants sort of exit the room to give you two some privacy, and she hugs you again, and then she looks at you with a very serious face, and she says, "They're sending me to Ravencourt."
I know where Ravencourt is.
Ravencourt is on the far side of the kingdom. It is an industrial center for the kingdom. I'll bring up the map here.
Yep.
So we're up in Kingsgate, and you can see down in the far right there, Ravencourt.
Yeah. No, Ravencourt had some very nefarious people there, from what I remember when we met them.
Yes. So when you detected evil in the room, Baron Oren of Ravenport did. You kind of sense some bad mojo there. She says, Baron Oren is late with his shipments of armor and weapons. My brother fears with the orcs that you've warned of amassing, we're not going to be able to outfit the men appropriately. We've heard word that there is some sort of labor dispute or a dispute with the guilds of Ravenport. So I'm going to sort it out.
Ugh. Bella, you're so honorable. And everything makes me want to go with you. What we found underneath the city. I think you and I need to both speak to brother. Great worms are boring holes with mutated orcs. We need to talk to the queen as well before you travel. Of course, your agency is yours, and you know you're breaking my heart.
She says it won't be
If
long.
you can stay just one more night.
It won't be long. The guilds
Before
of
you-
the guilds of Ravenport probably just need to be given a little bit of extra gold from my brother's vaults, and the weapons and armor will begin to move again.
We should speak to your brother. I want to give him the latest intelligence. And you need to be informed as well. I want you in the room.
She nods.
And I'm like, and I stop everything and go in for this. And this is for me. And I embrace her.
Oh yeah. She doesn't lean away or anything like that. This is not the first time. It's not like the first time the two of you have embraced or kissed. And
I'll use my spurs to close the door. Just in case.
Okay.
It's like, even though they already know, you know what I mean? But I'm trying my best as a knight, you know, to keep it on par.
So is your plan to go right to the king, or do you take that day to...
Absolutely. There's worms.
Okay.
I'm like holding her hand and being like, as much as we want to hit the sill, there will be no silk left.
Do we want to have Maeve and Leary with you when you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then my other question, I guess, would be, is Gallo coming to the Bastion? He's going to look for horses, I know.
I would want Gallo there.
Okay.
But I would also want Gallo to have his freedom like Thor. Right?
So, Gallo, what's the plan to get horses then? Are we buying horses? Are we stealing horses? Are we making some sort of arrangement for horses?
We are appropriating horses in the name of the king and his royal guard.
Okay. Why don't you give me a charisma check then?
Right. I am one charismatic bastard.
I will say for the record that Gallo definitely said that he was getting horses so confidently that Maeve didn't even second guess giving him any money or anything. She's just like, yep, he's got it, horses.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm not going to say you don't get the horses, but it was not easy. There was probably a legitimate argument, maybe some threats, and we'll see if that comes back to haunt you. Okay.
Oh.
If at any point in time they don't buy off on it, right?
Yes.
Because my brain's breaking, my brain is blanking.
Yep.
The dude I just saw,
Malin.
mentor.
Yep.
Malin. He says that Malin and the guild will handle any additional finances that are required.
Oh, and you flash him maybe a bit of thieves' cant and...
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the horse, how many horses are we getting? 2?
Right, so we're getting the fanciest one possible for Maeve.
Okay.
And we're getting the second...
I do have a horse already.
You said you wanted a horse.
You did say
For
that.
Leary.
Yeah, but you still said you wanted a horse.
For Leary.
He missed that part.
Okay.
He
I'm gonna
gets
get
the
a real
second
fancy horse.
He gets this. He gets the second fanciest horse that he can for Leary.
Yep.
But he also gets the old, tired, broken down mare as well because Maeve said that that's also what she wants.
Okay. So we have 3 horses in total.
Right.
Okay, cool. So you brought them to the Bastion. They're now at the Bastion down in the stables. You haven't shown them yet. The 4 of you come together. You're given an audience with King Takar. Queen of Erin is with him. And Princess Isabella, the king's sister, is also present. He does not bring anyone else to the meeting because he already knows Vhagar is a little paranoid of certain powers within the Bastion.
Yep.
Okay. So you're all seated. Maybe this is over dinner. Food is being served. and he
What
looks.
kind of food?
Oh, what kind of food? Maybe roast chicken. Roast chicken.
Interesting.
Taters.
High elf eat leaves and spinach.
Potatoes?
And berries and shit.
Potatoes. Taters. What's taters?
Yeah, I don't eat chicken, but I'll eat the other stuff.
Okay. All right. You find it a little bland compared to probably your high elven.
I don't say anything about it.
It's not. I would say
I'm
it's
polite.
not bad. It's not bad food, but you're like, eh.
Did you say Gallows there?
Yes.
Before we enter, I want to lean in my ear to see if he's got any. Did you remember to ask about the hostile activities that took place in town?
No.
Roger that. I give him a taps. I was like, well done.
No. You don't seem to understand. So, they tried to ask more of me than what was originally contracted. And they tried to dangle promotion in front of me for it. They wanted to know, Malin specifically, wanted to know the access points to the crypts and the tunnels beneath the city. And I recognize the strategic value that holds outside of thievery to access the treasury.
I
did not give him this.
Yeah.
However, it does give me pause because while I know exactly what I am, there is a degree of honor among thieves. And most importantly, you don't shit where you sleep. And giving out that particular information seems a bit odd, given the current situation that confronts not only the city, but the surrounding areas. I may have made a gesture that would cause me to be no longer welcome among certain members of the Lux, but I will say this. Perhaps the Kingsguard might need to pay a visit to the flower-named bar that none of us can remember exactly how to say.
The wilted lily.
The Lilted Willy.
The wilted lily.
More or less
And I'll
just to
kind of
show
look
that
down at the lily and be like, clearly aren't a fan of the King's Guard. But
just if more or less to put a little pressure on that
we could.
to make them understand which side they need to be on.
And I'll be like, maybe if we used not necessarily me as the liaison, but as Maeve as the liaison in this encounter, might soften the discussion.
No, I don't think softness is what's needed. And then, if anything, Maeve is not going to make anything soft. She's going to make things very hard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say to that other than thanks, I guess.
On the other side of the table, there's just like
My elfin ears do hear.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, your horses are outside.
As much as I appreciate where you're deciding to sleep, and I need to let you know that for me personally, as much as I love the king, I do sleep on the side of a stable, secure city and kingdom as well. And I think a balanced, and I'll just look at him, a balanced
That's a bunch of horse shit. You sleep on your left side. I watched you.
You're the big stuff. And then we'll walk in.
Goddamn right I am.
All right.
Okay. So
Well, we didn't.
So
I just wanted to know if we had anything before I went to the king on
Okay.
that side.
I kind of feel as though like it's all tied if you really look at it.
It is. Holy smokes! Why do we got a hype train going?
the queen positions the seats so that she can sit next to Leary. And as food is brought and there's an opportunity then for a little bit of privacy and conversation, the king says, I'm glad the four of you are well. Silas? He's okay?
Study, usual. He's happy. I will take a to-go box.
I'll make sure that each of you are rewarded for your service for the crown, of course. The situation has worsened. We can confirm your reports of the orcs in the Great Wood. Our rangers have returned, and they have confirmed a large contingent of orcs have entered the woods to the far north. We don't expect that they can make the borders of the kingdom, though, until the fall. The main force.
We do know that the 6 tribes are united. And I'll just lay it out there. Through Grathra One Eye. She possesses an artifact which we think is Throne's on. Silas is better at this. But there are these, what are they called? The maidens? The
Eyes of Istus?
witches? Yeah, the Istus. And I'll look at the queen. I'm like looking at the queen while I'm discussing this as much as but my hand is kind of on King's elbow, just so he knows that like I respect him. But I know the queen is totally tracking all of the history stuff.
Okay.
Silas is studying as hard as he can. You have a paladin in robes in the tower. And I'll look, I'm like, all of these individuals with us, right? And then I'll tap the rock in my pocket, are crucial to getting this intelligence. I would say there are still great worms within a day's march of here, still continuously digging. Egard Tegrin, we don't know if he's walking alone or his body was removed from the crypt. He is no longer in the crypt. The city's in grave danger. I do not recommend, and I'll look at his sister and then look back at him, do not recommend spreading out. I think the world is trying to spread us out. And then I'll just leave it. And I'll look to the rest of the group. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to say? And then I'll turn back. And my service to you, that's my reward.
He smiles. He says, without the armor shipments from Ravenport, the amount of heavy infantry that the castle can field is about half what it could be. Isabella needs to go to Ravenport. She's our best negotiator, And he smiles at her the only way a younger brother could smile at an older sister, sort of implying that she can be very persuasive when she has to be. If anyone is going to get Orin and the guilds of Ravenport to get that armor and weapon on ships and here, I believe Isabel is the only one capable of doing that. If you're concerned for her safety, then I would offer that you pick which Kingsguard to send with her.
There's a knight, and I'll look at him, in the Darkwood Abbey. I would like her to find. She told us that we get one favor.
Okay.
And I would like the rose to take.
It will take time to get them here to Kingsgate.
Oh, she can... Yeah. Oh, Kingsgate's or Darkwood Abbey's on the way, right?
She was going to go by ship down through the channel and over to Ravenport.
Then block it is.
Okay. Block and his unit will take Isabella to Ravenport.
Copy.
You would probably have a unit that you could call upon if you really needed to as well. Like a unit that you were assigned to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he says that's no problem. And Isabella seems pleased that like you're not treating her like some sort of child that can't take care of herself. But she of course is more than willing to have a Kingsguard escort her to Ravenport. He says the Rangers are doing their best to keep their eyes on this orcish army. Then the number of elves in the Northern Wood seem to have decreased. We think they've pulled back to somewhere. They're hiding, perhaps.
You think we should unite them in this cause?
I don't know how we would reach them, Vegard. We don't even know where they are. The Rangers don't know where they are. I would anticipate that the orc force has caused them to weigh their numbers against them and against what's coming, and they've chosen safety over confrontation.
What if the
And Larry's
Inquisitor...
just like,
What if, even within the city, there's insider threats. There was a town square that wiped out. Is
The fire?
there anything coming from the Inquisition? Has anything heard? Now look at the Queen from the Chosen One.
The Queen doesn't answer you to that, but the King says the Inquisitor has had a number of other setbacks. There have been other conflicts with an unknown spellcaster within the city.
My dear friend Gallo, I must say, we need to keep him about his own business. Is resourceful. He can lead us in that direction.
Great. Wait a minute. We might need to go pay a little visit to my mentor. Let's just say my trial to release my first lock required me to smuggle somebody into the city that I wasn't allowed to ask questions about.
The king and queen look at one another, and all eyes are focused on Gallo.
I'm looking at him like, are you sure? I'm blinking at him like, are you sure you want to say these things here? Like,
Great.
King
mean,
Takar says, Gallo, did this person enter the city prior to the first burning?
timeline, Game Master.
Yeah.
Is it before? Yeah. And you're like, right. Yeah, I would say so.
Would the 13 locks know who you smuggled in?
Oh, most definitely. They went to great lengths because I kept asking who I was bringing in. And Your Highness, it's not really all that uncommon for people to be smuggled into the city. It's not uncommon. So I took it as just a regular job. However, this particular information now causes the little voices in my head to kind of put the pieces together. And perhaps we might be able to get answers as to who they are. At least where they came from.
Intriguing. She's gonna poke a potato.
all the while, I would say,
Intriguing.
all the while, by keeping the strength of the 13th lock or the 13 locks resources. As I'm looking at the king, like, we got to be delicate here because they're extraordinarily resourceful, but we have a very strong lock with us.
He nods his head, agreeing. The queen says, I have not received any more visions or prayers have not been answered from the nameless one.
What?
The queen looks at you and she says, in my home city of Tylus, not within the kingdom, there is a sacred place where an unnamed hero lays to rest. An unnamed hero that is said to have once defeated the Black Goat. Prior to my coming here to be wed, the unnamed hero, I believe, spoke to me. And they warned me of some things to come, and that I would need to have a great will and great strength, and that I needed to go through with this marriage. And she puts her hand out on the table and takes her husband's hand in support, and she says, but I fear that perhaps my distance from the crypt, I can't hear their voice any longer. And just out of game, the Black Goat is considered a demi-power because they walked this realm. So gods can't really walk the realms of men. So the goat was always referred to as a demi-power. And the nameless hero that lies in a crypt in the city of Tylus is also put on that same kind of level, like an angel or some sort of a demi-power that walked the realms of men and women and fought the Black Goat. But their name has been lost. And they rest beneath a great stone in the center of Tylus, and that's why the clerics from Tylus are called stone speakers, because they're said to be able to commune with the unnamed hero.
Is that where I'm supposed to take a journey?
Yes.
I'm supposed to go on a mission to Tylus, right?
The stone speakers have asked that you take a pilgrimage to Tylus. And Tylus is sort of like a holy city. Many gods are worshipped there, but it's specifically a holy city because it's believed this demi-power, this unnamed hero, like lays entombed at its center. And it is not a part of the kingdom. It is south of Ravenport, along the coast, and Tylus is not a part of the kingdom of Krullian. It is its own entity. It's like a city-state.
Above table?
Yep.
With everything kind of moving towards the city, I'm feeling like gravitated towards the city, just for the rest of the party members. So like, I'm feeling like, well, we could talk in the pub afterwards, but like, there's a lot of go to the forest, go to Ravenport, go to Tylus, go to whatever, but everything seems to me like this city is like huge, like it's happening here.
So go to Tylus.
You think go to Tylus? We'll talk.
Isn't that what you?
We're all
Okay,
like
we'll talk
seeing
about
each
it.
other and
just,
speaking.
Just for Leary's point of view, there's a moon gate here on the coast just south of Frolway. That's the one that you came through. And the Queen told you that there is another one of those moon gates outside of Tylus.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember her
Fast
talking to you
travel.
about that.
Yeah. And I'm sure the locals would know.
They don't.
Where to?
Nobody really knows what those things are anymore. Like they're just
Oh.
they're just ruins on a hill. People don't get it. So like you arriving
Then
through
we
one,
would know.
yeah. But the Queen knows a little bit of the history because if you recall, she said to you like, if you can't, did you come here through a moon gate? And if you did, like that's something you need to keep hush. There are people that would use that to their own benefit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like us.
Maybe like you.
Also-
Maybe like you.
But also others.
So anything else that, I mean, I will assume that you sort of bring the king up to speed.
Yeah. I have like, I think I want to, before I leave, speak with the Queen just a little bit, just like, I want to speak with her privately, or with the king and the queen privately, or just over the table, just like, hey, I got summons to Tylus because of the curse. I look at her like, I'm just a simple paladin. What's the clock on? Do I have time to continue protecting the kingdom, or am I gonna get shattered to ashes here?
The queen shakes her head and she says, no, the stone speakers only wish you to make a pilgrimage to Tylus at some point. There is no urgency to it. Their gift of removing this curse was not meant to set you on a timeline, my friend.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So things go well over dinner, and the night begins to close down a bit. The Queen asks if Leary would have a drink with her after dinner. Leary finds herself on a balcony with the Queen overlooking the King's Channel and the two moons in the sky overhead. She says to Leary, did your people send you here for something?
No, they didn't.
They
know I'm here.
You notice she was hoping to hear something else. So when you say that, she seems a little let down. She says, I was hoping that perhaps they had heard of the troubles here and had sent you to bring assistance.
Not as far as I know. We don't really receive a whole lot of news from the outside world. But occasionally we do. There hasn't been Well, it has been quite a while since.
My teacher told me that your people ruled these lands before any of our histories can track. And that they were a great empire.
They were.
If you would find it... I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I fear that whatever is coming, we perhaps... And she looks around to make sure like there's no one else on the balcony other than the two of you. There's an end coming, and I fear that we cannot prevent it.
So, what would you ask of me? To tell my people?
Do you think they would help us in our time of need? I know they owe us nothing. I understand that, but maybe some sort of an alliance can be struck. Some sort of deal, some sort of something. And you can tell she's being sincere, and seems like when she says that says to you like there's an end coming, she really believes that.
Mm-hmm. Oh. And Larry's just kind of like struggling. She's like, I know that I would help, but my people are very measured people.
Like the wood elves.
I suppose I don't know many wood elves. If any, actually. I just know my kind.
When the people of the south took these lands from the barbarians that dwelled here, the wood elves in their lands were not considered. We burnt many bridges with them. If we've burnt bridges with your brethren, maybe we could mend them.
Possible. And Leary is pretty young. Like, she's the youngest, really, of her people. So she might not know exactly what happened between her people and humans, if they even were, like, around at the time that they went into hiding.
Yeah, and I'll go a step further and just say, like, before you departed to, see the world, really, you were just warned that, like, the people that now dwell in, like, the old empire are sort of crude, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just know that war and all of the violence and feuds and all of those things, that's what initially made the Aelenar go into hiding. I'm not sure that they would be willing to come out for war. Or whatever it is that we're approaching.
I think war is inevitable.
They are. I'm sure that the elders would argue with you. And we're not very She's trying to think of a way to say that her people don't really adhere to any kind of god worship or like fear of any supernatural beings, really. In a way that would be like not as offensive. She would just, we're not particularly bothered by the supernatural. But that would make sense.
All the more reason to have allies like that stand against the goat. And her forces.
This is true. Well, if we happen,
I don't mean to.
if I happen to,
I don't mean to force your hand. And if the only hand that you can give is your own, then we'll gladly take it.
and she
Go ahead.
considers it for a minute, and she like thinks back on the stories that she heard about the war with the orcs and the heroes that are remembered in her society from that war. And she just kind of thinks to herself, like, maybe it's time for more heroes like that among the Aelenar. I will see what I can do, but I can't promise you that they will come.
She smiles at that. She doesn't say anything to it. She acknowledges what you say. She smiles at it, hoping that, you know, these things will come to pass. And, you know, you guys finish your drink together. You can feel that the moon is gaining power in the past few days as the orange moon climbs higher. Umbra, as it's called. It's coming out of low sanction now and will start climbing to high sanction, which means you should see some benefits coming your way in the days and weeks to come.
Heck yeah.
And you get that familiar feeling that even though it's not, even though you're not worshiping the moon as a deity or anything like that, you do feel its presence and its influence on your power sort of beginning to gain. Anything anyone else wants to do this eve?
How late is it?
It's getting late. You've had dinner. You've had long discussions.
Is this...
I thought we were going to a pub.
Are we going back to the Wilted Lily?
We can.
The little Willy.
I feel like we went through it.
Ash, you're,
you know what I mean?
Ash, you're muted. I saw you say something, but I couldn't hear it.
Do I need to go to a rusted latch at like 11:30 p.m.? Can that ASAP be as soon as morning persists?
Do you want to slip out after dinner and do that, or do you want to wait until the morning?
Yeah, heck yeah.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
I think
Wait,
we
what are you
would
doing?
notice if Maeve walks out, though. And like, you know what I mean? Like, are you where are we headed? Where are we going?
No, it's like Maeve's gonna be like, okay, guys, night, good night, and everyone's gonna like go to their own rooms, and then Maeve's gonna be like, you thought.
Where's she going?
You're having
I'm
drinks
going-
with the queen when she slips away. But if Vhagar and Gallo, I'm sure, see her duck out.
I'm like, I'm not trying to meta the shit out of this or whatnot, right? But I think Gala would notice if Maeve left.
I think so too.
Probably. Also, Maeve's not a rogue, so she's not subtle.
Yeah.
Just like-
I know we don't exactly have Irish goodbyes, but that's the worst one I've ever seen.
She like waited until they were at least like pretending to go back to their rooms before she disappeared. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
we go to the Wilted Lily tomorrow, is what we're saying. Like
Probably
tomorrow
best.
okay.
at happy hour. Okay. Isabel's not leaving, correct?
No,
Okay.
no, she has time before her ship departs.
Yeah.
And
I think-
you need to talk to Block.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. So Maeve, Maeve, are you gonna ride to this place or are you gonna walk?
Is it silly to get on a horse to ride across to the docks?
You think in the dock district a horse will probably be noticed.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and walk.
Okay. And sorry, Gallo. I cut
Gallo
you
would
off.
shadow her. No bullshit.
Okay, I love that. So let's
So
do
great.
let's just do an opposed roll here. I'm gonna have Maeve roll her wisdom modified by her wisdom bonus and her level, and we're gonna have Gallo roll his dexterity and modify that by his dexterity and his level.
Okay, that's
So Maeve, you rolled very well. You succeeded yours by 4. Unfortunately, Gallo succeeded his number by 12. So you don't notice the dwarf slinking through the shadows behind you. But I will say that Gallo probably notices that Maeve is doing a good job of sort of keeping an eye out. And for someone that maybe you thought would be easy to tail, she makes it surprisingly challenging.
I think there's a degree of subtle respect that he has in his mind for this kind of thing. Like, but like at this point, right? Like, all jokes aside, like for him, Maeve is a very wild card. He doesn't understand why she's here. Like, he's doing the whole like, I get him, and I get him, and I understand her. What's with the Black Knight over here? Where the fuck did she come from?
Okay.
Kind of thing, right? And so like. He's more genuinely curious because he doesn't know anything about her in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. You move into the dock district and Maeve eventually reaches the Rusted Latch Tavern. It's not right on the docks. It's actually not an easy place to find, and its entrance is off of a narrow side alley. Gallo, the Rusted Latch Tavern has a bit of a reputation. It is one of the few places in town that the 13 locks do not control. You have heard rumors of some sort of entity that dwells here. Something that is maybe not human. And the locks would just rather not bother with the Rusted Latch. There will be no guild members here. There will be no overwatch of the Rusted Latch. It's left alone for a reason. You're not entirely sure the lore behind it. You just know that this is one of those places in town that the 13 locks don't hold sway over.
Alone piques his interest.
So, as Maeve enters the Rusted Latch, there is an older man behind the bar, wiping it down. There are 2 patrons. By the door, there is a middle-aged man who looks like he's probably already drank too much. He seems to be a little tippy. And there is a woman towards the back of the Rusted Latch, and she is fairly unnoticeable, really. She is unassuming. She's average height, a slight build. She's dressed in layers of grays and muted blues. There's nothing striking really about her. The only thing that you notice is that her eyes are sort of a washed out silvery gray color. But that's the only thing about her that lingers. You could probably walk in and out of this tavern and just forget about her. The elderly barkeep wears a very handsome shirt and vest. Far better than probably anybody in the Dock District wears. And he sticks out like a sore thumb in here, just by his clothing and his well-cropped hair. But for a tavern, you would have maybe expected more patrons, especially in the Dock District, but there are only these two. As you come in, he looks to you and then looks to the nondescript woman in the back of the tavern, as if he knows why you're here and you should speak with her.
Great. I'll eyeball the joint and just go straight and sit down across from her.
Okay. By the time you make it to this woman, the man by the door stands up and leaves via the front door. Gallo, as you shadow to the rusted latch and you see your friend disappear through the front door, it's not long before a man stumbles his way out the front door. But as the door closes behind him, his stumble disappears and he stands straight up and looks up and down the alleyway. He has not noticed you as you stand sort of at the entrance to the alleyway. But he is clearly a lookout.
Interesting.
Does this particular place have an upper floor?
Yes, it's 3 stories tall, and each story overhangs the story below it just a little bit, so you can dump things out into the alleyway and not dump it on the head of the person beneath you. But it sort of steps out, and it gives it a sort of a funny lean out into the alleyway, and it also creates shadows in the alleyway and it is butted up against the 2 buildings to either side of it in said alleyway.
I think he kind of whispers to himself right, time to prove we're worth the 4th look. And I think he goes from being a ground story man to a 2nd story man.
Okay. Let's jump back inside the tavern. As you approach, the woman pulls a scarf that's wrapped over her hair down, and she says, rumor has it you and your friends were dead. I knew that couldn't be.
Yeah. Rumors of our death have been greatly hyperbolized.
Ooh.
Were you able to...
There's a quote that I was trying to quote, and I don't remember what it is, so someone in the chat tell us.
She says, the do-gooders, you were able to make contact with them?
Yes.
Is it true what they say, that they've uncovered a fragment of the prophecy? An untold bit?
They have.
She thinks that over. There is a spellcaster among them?
There's one.
Is this the one with the eye patch?
It is.
Do you have a sense of how strong he's become?
I don't. The spells that were cast were negligible.
Good. In your absence, there have been more attacks on people in the cities, on people in the city by a spellcaster, a rogue spellcaster. The burnings that happened on the Street of 100 Gods, these will continue to happen. We fear that there are more spellcasters within the city now. Is it possible that this one-eyed do-gooder is allied with them?
No.
She again thinks on that. Let's have outside, Gallo, you make your way up to the rooftops. I'm not going to ask for a roll. There's plenty of places you find access to the rooftops. That's no problem. What's your plan?
He's going to basically sneak inside to where he can see where Maeve is and who she's talking to.
Okay. So from the roof, you lower yourself down to a window and step in. You step into a room that, belongs to the tavern. Maybe an inn room, except there are no beds, there are no tables, there are no chairs, there's no furniture whatsoever. It is an empty room on the 3rd floor. There are cobwebs in the corner, as if no one has stayed here for a very long time.
This doesn't strike me as odd. Despite the odd surroundings that he finds himself in, he's on a mission. He's wanting to know what basically he needs a lot of questions fucking answered.
Okay, let's do a move silent check as you move through the upper levels of the tavern.
He's perusing your character sheet. Look at him. Look at him. Now, what's that?
I don't know.
Creepy?
I don't know what's happening.
What are you doing, creepy creeps?
Okay. So, Gallo, as you move through the 3rd floor, all of the rooms up here are empty. No one is staying. There's no rugs. There's no carpets. There's no wash basins. There's no piss pots. There's nothing. No one stays in these rooms, and if they did, it was a long time ago.
I mean, he's able to figure out this is a front. This is not an actual tavern. This is a front.
You find some stairs and you begin to make your way down. We're going to go back, though, down into the common room. The woman says to Maeve, Cerulus. You can call me Cerulus. I will shadow you from here on out.
Why?
To assist you in anything that you need.
You don't think that's going to cause concern if
I'm very good at keeping
they notice?
I'm very good at keeping my distance. There are some places I won't be able to follow you, of course. The Bastion. Inside the Bastion, you can continue to speak to Lord Norin. You're certain that the spellcaster, his abilities are negligible.
Yeah.
All right. And the prophecy, the second part that they found, it deals with a second child, correct? I don't know if you want to lie or not, but they did tell you about a second child being.
Checks note.
They told me that they found another part of the prophecy. They didn't say what the prophecy was. They don't particularly trust somebody who's claiming to be the niece of
Norn?
The person that they like. Not exactly the best cover story.
There are very few ways to get into the Bastion, and Norn was the only option we had.
Right. So they told me that they found out that there are 2 children. But that's it.
She thinks that over. She takes these long pauses where you can see, like, you can just imagine, like, cogwheel after cogwheel turning over in her mind. She certainly doesn't rush to any sort of conclusion or any kind of speech. Gallo, you make your way down to the 2nd floor, where all rooms except one are empty, with no furniture or anything in them again. One room has a simple bed. There is a table. There is a chair. You can see a drinking goblet. There's a plate with some bones on it from dinner. Nothing else that you can make out from the hallway. You can hear the faint sound of voices. One you're pretty sure is Maeve, from the final staircase down, probably into the common room.
Can I hear what is being said?
You can make out bits and pieces of it. Whoever Maeve's speaking to, that person's voice is difficult to discern at this distance.
Okay, but I can hear Maeve clearly.
Yes.
Okay, how much of what Maeve has said have I heard?
I will say you're just catching the end of this about the prophecy.
Okay. I think he would creep a little bit closer, but just enough to where he could hear.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. The woman continues with you, Maeve, and says, do you know their next step? Are they staying within the city? Are you moving elsewhere? What is their plan?
I'm not sure. There's a pilgrimage mentioned, something about Toulouse.
Tylus.
I don't know, there's orcs on the way.
We are aware of the orcs.
Pardon?
Tylus? There's a
Toulouse?
pilgrimage to Tylus?
Tylus. Maybe. I thought it was Toulouse.
Tylus is a long way from here.
Yeah. I think we're just hanging around here for a while.
Good. Excellent. You'll need to be careful. These spellcasters that are loose in the city clearly mean harm to some.
Some to who? Some, us, some, them, some.
Us.
Dim sum?
Are we dim sum?
She says us. And we think
Right.
we think the king.
Okay. Interesting.
Do you think
So you want me to just... Oh, go ahead.
Do you think if necessary
How dare I?
Do you think if necessary you can best the King's Guard?
I'm ready.
Yes.
And what of the other companions? I was told when you came to the city, you arrived through the south gate with an elf.
Yes, I picked up a friend along the way. She's quite helpful.
Is that wise to bring her along? Can she be trusted?
Wait, what?
She can be trusted. It was endearing to bring her along.
You booger.
So So you have been able to pick up bits and pieces of this, enough to sort of get the gist of it, Gallo.
This is going to be the like overheard conversation trope to the max.
She says, all right then.
Babe.
I appreciate the information. Like I said, I will keep a close eye, and we will meet again.
Gallo quickly ducks out at this.
The way you came, sort of up and
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, as quickly as possible.
Give me a wisdom check, Gallo.
Well, lucky for me, I'm a wise son of a bitch.
He looks at my
Nice.
character sheet and is like, give me an intelligence check.
When you get back up to the 3rd floor, you feel like you're not alone. You feel like there's something here that you missed before. You were too concerned about staying quiet. You were too concerned about trying to hear Maeve. You overlooked something or someone up here. And when you get up here, sort of the hairs on the back of your neck rise.
Right. I don't know who you are or what you want. I was just making sure that my friend was okay.
There's no reply, but your ears sort of hear an exhale. Like someone letting it, like had been holding their breath and just sort of lets out a soft,
I ain't seen you. I don't care if you've seen me. I'm gonna go about my way.
The locks are not welcome here.
Right, this isn't here on Lock business. It's a personal matter.
You do not serve the locks in all that you do.
No. Not in this case.
The shadows of the room seem to shift around you. One serves themselves.
Sometimes, but in this case, like I said, I'm just checking on my friend. And before you even ask, she saved my life. I feel I owe it to her.
May we have your name, sir?
I don't give my name to anything that literally is the shadow. I may use shadows, but it's something else to be one entirely.
He steps out of the shadows, literally out of the shadows.
That's a fancy
He's
trick.
a tall, gaunt-looking man, pale, like a corpse. He wears a very expensive-looking shirt and vest.
Right. And what would you be wanting with my name?
I simply wish to know who visits my home.
Your home? I just can't help but be curious about the fact that a friend would be visiting somebody else in an exchange of information within your home.
I provide a refuge for those who wish not to be eavesdropped on.
Oh, so it's like a safe haven.
Perhaps. For some.
All right, very well.
You have avoided my lookout.
He's not very bright.
He is surprisingly loyal.
Sometimes loyalty is all that you need. As I said, I have no desire nor quarrel with you.
Nor I. I'm quite impressed. The Locks don't come here. But your dedication to your friend has brought you here. And we've already established that I appreciate loyalty.
That's true. Are you trying to offer me a job?
No.
Right then.
Merely an opportunity, should you ever wish.
I mean, what kind of an opportunity are we talking about?
Businessman. Perhaps we'll speak again. You may call me Argus.
Hold one moment while I write that son of a bitch down. Argus, the creepy vampire.
While you're writing that down, we'll jump back downstairs. Sorella stands and says, an excellent job thus far, Maeve. And you do realize the bartender is no longer at the bar. It's just the two of you in the room. You can return.
Right.
You can return here if you need me.
Okay, and I'm just supposed to just hang out with them?
The barkeep always knows where to find us.
No, I mean, like, what am I supposed to do? Just spend time with this group of people and get more information from them?
We have some concerns about things that are building in the surrounding area. And these do-gooders continually find themselves in interesting predicaments.
Right. What if, and hear me out, it's because they're doing good. Like,
She smiles at you.
I was brought in under the assumption that I was trying to, like, get information that they were keeping. I just had dinner with...
We couldn't confirm that they had a piece of the prophecy. You've done that for us. And we were unsure of the one-eyed man's abilities. You've done that for us as well. All of these things are valuable.
I just don't think that they're the threat that you think they are.
That is for others to decide. And when she says that, you don't think she's talking about herself either. You think she's just being a henchman, so to speak. And she says, let's continue to watch them.
Okay.
And if the time comes to move our knight against their pawn, then we will do so.
I'm the knight. You're the pawn.
Neat.
She walks you to the door. When you open the door, the drunken man stumbles back into the room. She sort of keeps the door open for you to head out into the night.
Put my hood back on.
Absolutely. Gallo? Argus would welcome a visit from you again, he says.
Great. I'll pencil you in for next Thursday.
We have no current business together, my friend, but we could.
Like I said, I'm always open for a good opportunity.
And I am always open for another loyal friend.
I think that he like grabs, right, in true like absolute Batman style, grabs the grappling hook rope and hooks his little device in it, and he just kind of goes, right, well, until next time. And you just hear that ripcord sound of it as he just woo, as he jumps down out of it or whatnot.
I love that. Okay. Do you trail Maeve home?
Oh no, he uses the momentum and literally drops to the ground right behind her.
Okay, so Maeve, you hear a thump in the alleyway behind you. Not a loud thump, but I think he's intending for you to hear him. So, yeah. We're now in the alleyway.
I'm gonna whirl around.
Yeah.
Pull sword.
He pulls out a dagger and just like moves it away and just kind of like, interesting lot you keeping these days.
Interesting that you're following me these days.
Well,
We just met. What are you talking about these days?
well, I mean, it's been an interesting couple of days, to be perfectly honest. You can't deny that one.
No, it's been real interesting. I'm gonna sheath my sword because
Yeah, he just kind of like he flourishes his little dagger, puts it away, and he just kind of like, "Great. So why are you reporting on us?
it's my job.
Who are you?"
Maeve.
Cute. And he like starts to walk. Like, come on, let's go. What? No. What are you really doing here? Don't allow me to make assumptions, as I met your creepy old uncle who lives in the fucking attic just a few moments ago, and he offered me a job. So,
I don't have a creepy old uncle in the attic. My uncle is all creepy and he lives over in a tower 3 towns over.
Argus.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, well, your friend there's staying at his place.
Yeah, I don't know her either.
I don't believe you.
You don't have to. That's the best part.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Continue to keep yourself however you like. But one thing most importantly, you have to stick with us, and I have to be able to trust you.
Yeah. My intentions, my goals, none of it is for any of you to die. So let that be the baseline.
If your goals or intentions are not for us to die, then tell me, are your goals or intentions to see the fall of this fine city that I call home?
No.
Then we're fine.
All right. Did you really go all the way up to the third? How did you? I don't know. How did you? Where did you come from?
The ground.
Another dwarf reference.
Dwarves come from the ground.
It says the ground and smiles.
Great. So we're just not trading information. Is that what you're going to withhold because I'm withholding?
Right. I'll tell you what. You show me yours, I'll show you mine.
Ooh, not in a public place.
He just, like, quite literally, he just, like, in the hint of a moonlight, because he is taking advantage of the slight theatrics that this particular situation presents, right?
Absolutely.
You just see a series of grappling hooks that are attached to his belt. I have ways of getting around great heights with expediency.
All right.
I am a lock.
I don't know what that means. You forget.
He whispers, Master Thief.
Oh. That makes a lot of sense, actually, now thinking back over the last couple of days.
Your turn.
Yes, my turn. I am a knight.
Lie.
I am a knight. I was sent for because I don't have a posting, and I was brought here to join your group and get information to see what you know.
Right. So we're two rogue, well, I wouldn't say rogue agents. We're two agents working for other organizations attempting to get information on our other two companions, well, three really in this case, and perhaps on the king and queen.
You're working for someone else as well.
And he holds up his necklace with the fucking locks that hang off of it.
I'm starting to make connections here, Gallo. It's connecting. Okay, so you are getting information for them.
I'm just trying to figure out whether or not we're opposed or in league.
No.
I just don't want it to be 3 months from now and your swords pointed at my throat and my crossbows pointed at your heart.
No, it would never come to that. I hope.
That says the man in the sky waving his arms around.
I mean, I can tell you that I was brought in because I was supposed to find out what you found out about the prophecy.
It's an old dead prophecy. What's the importance of it?
I don't know. They want to find the girl.
Oh. That's odd. But why you?
I don't know. I'm special. I'm really good at my job.
You're really good at your job being a knight? Knights aren't exactly known for being the most, I don't know, spy-like.
I mean, there's different branches of the knighthood.
Well, that's some branch I ain't ever heard of. You'll have to enlighten me on that particular one.
I mean, fine. We can have that conversation.
So I'm curious. Is this one of those things that we're going to call this a trust exercise? I don't tell them anything, and you don't tell them anything.
I would greatly appreciate that, actually. And to be clear, Leary does not know either.
No,
she's not part of this.
No, that poor summer child probably couldn't understand that to save her life.
You did get her a pony, right?
No, I got her the mare, and then I got her the second prettiest horse that I could find.
Okay, that can be her horse that she pets.
Great.
Yeah, no, I won't tell anyone if you won't tell anyone.
Right. This feels like something bad, but I'm gonna go with it.
Do we have to spit and shake on it?
I don't know if I do that just yet. It's only been a couple of days. Buy me an ale first and we'll talk. And he just kind of chuckles to himself kind of thing, and he just kind of keeps in step, just in that whole he's doing what a rogue would do, right? That whole yes, he likes Maeve, but also, okay, cool. He knows that he's not the only gray individual within the group.
Okay. All right. I'm going to jump ahead here. It's night. People have finally turned in after a few drinks. Leary, being an elf, you sleep very softly. And as you're sleeping in the bastion, you wake to hear sort of like the very softest grinding of stone, like maybe a door in your room opening, but not like the door that you came through.
Fuck. She's gonna like open her eyes and stay still
so
and look.
You can see a portion of wall in your room that has, by the it's still spring, so the evenings are cool. There's maybe a small hearth in your bedroom, and there's like a fire that had burnt, and it's pretty much down to the embers. But you can see that like a secret door in the wall has slid open, and you hear sort of like the very soft padding of feet. Bare feet. They sound wet.
What is that? And she's gonna stand up and like get on the other side of the bed.
Okay.
Or try to put something in between herself and whatever's there.
So the bed is between you and whatever, and then like these little blue hands creep up onto the bed.
Oh my god! What is that?
And he's like, there are many cracks in this castle.
Oh my god, it's you!
Yes!
Oh! Scribbles!
Where did you bring me?
I didn't bring you here, and she's gonna look. How did you get into my? You found what is?
He points at where the door is open. He's like, cracks! There are cracks. There are cracks everywhere. There are no bugs.
You're not supposed to
There are no bugs to eat. We found a rat.
No bugs to eat. You found a... Wait, do you mean you? You?
Yes.
I, you.
In the
You
dark,
found a rat.
in the dark places. You notice
What
as
did
he
you
takes
do?
his hand off your bedsheet, there's like a little blacky, inky stain.
No.
No.
Did you know that you... have you ever heard of a bath? Or have you ever taken a bath?
As you ask him that, he sort of walks around the bed and moves over to the fireplace and looking at it. This is a strange place. Many cracks.
And you would have preferred to stay where you were.
No orcs or worms here.
Yeah, so... we're good then. But no bugs.
Cracks.
What did you do with the rat?
We eat it.
Oh.
Gallo said, I take care of you. You take care of me. Do you want a rat?
That's what this is about. No, I don't want a rat. I would rather you didn't eat rats. Where is Vale?
Uppies?
Yes, where is Uppies?
You want me to take you to Uppies?
Have you...
Through the cracks? He sort of waddles over to the secret door, dragging his knuckles on the ground and leaving these little ink trails behind him.
Oh my god. No, can you just... Maybe we could take the hallway.
Oh.
It's very disorienting when we go through the cracks.
There are tall humans with armor and weapons. They walk around the hallways at night. But I found quiet hallways with cracks.
Okay.
Take you through it, I
She's
will.
gonna walk. She's gonna walk over there and just like step over the little drag marks from his knuckles and just like try to avoid.
He reaches up
getting
a
on them.
hand like to take your hand.
And she's gonna just like the two fingers like just take his little.
Yeah, he's got this big bulbous knuckle that you sort of hold on to, and he like, and then he like waddles out, and he starts. He attempts to lead you into a secret tunnel beside your room.
Okay,
He's like,
let's go then.
these are cracks for people, humans.
Oh, we're not going. We're not going like we did before.
We can? No moon? No sun?
Let's just go. Let's just take the secret passageway.
Okay. He begins to lead you down that. Through these tunnels, you feel like you can access a lot of the bedrooms and chambers of the bastion. And he finally brings you to one. Would Vhagar stay with Isabella?
I would have said you may have seen him use a guard tunnel to go visit her, like as we do to keep it subtle.
Okay.
For King R.
So he totally takes you and leads you through a secret door into a very luxurious room. It's like a sitting chamber, a salon, and there's an archway, and you can see a 4-poster bed. There's 2 bodies laying in the bed asleep, and he's like, oh, Uppy's sleeping?
Are they sleeping?
Probably not.
To keep it PG, we'll say whatever happened has happened, and they're now currently sleeping.
That's not what's happening, audience.
Okay, then that's you tell me without totally.
Yeah.
It's like The Sims where it's all pixelated, but you can kind of like see the dust cloud around it.
Yeah, you can tell you're in the next room over, but you can tell they're definitely not sleeping. He's like, Uppy's sleeping.
I need to know what kind of a donation needs to happen for Vel to feel the cold nose of a dog at an inappropriate time. Only it's Scribbles.
A cold nose of Scribbles?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
$20 is $20.
Exactly. $20 is $20.
Yeah, you donate to 988. I feel Scribbles.
Scribbles leaves you, Larry, and just starts walking into that room where things are happening.
No, Scribbles. Scribbles.
He stops in the archway and looks back at you.
Cracks are cracks.
We like sitting in the cracks.
No.
How are we back on
No.
Tim, it's amazing. That is fucking amazing.
Oh my god.
In pocket for the win.
Put that third moon away.
She's gonna kind of swoop in and like, she's gonna like pick him up. She's gonna pick him up under his little arms.
Okay.
And she's gonna turn around, just like.
Can you give me a dexterity check as you pick up what might be the most greasy little creature you've ever touched? His skin is very oily. You can add your level plus your dexterity bonus.
Okay.
All the while, this is going in slow motion as you're trying to leave the room.
Right? Okay, so I got a 21.
Okay, you managed to keep a hold.
sneaky.
You managed to keep a hold of him, and you don't make too much noise.
It's like slippery.
Are you going back to the secret door?
Yeah.
That's where Scribbles is trying to go.
He like looks at you in the eyes, Larry, and he's like, where are we going now? To the rats?
No. We're going to the bath. And she's gonna go in.
What's a
She's gonna go give him a bath.
Oh God. Okay, so you end up in the bath chamber, and you basically have to drown him, and there's just an oily, slick film in the tub by the time you're done. As you've soaped him and washed him, and he comes out smelling perfumed. He still has his little loincloth that Gallo gave him. And as he comes out, you notice immediately, like once you bring him out, like little beads of oil start appearing on his skin and his knuckles. Leary, are we clean?
He's perma-greasy.
We're clean.
No. We tried.
Maybe it's good for your skin. Try it.
It's gonna be someone's job to just follow him around and be like, prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Ungreasy.
She's got. Oh man, she had such ideas, and now that she sees this happen, she suspected, but she had hoped. Maybe it wasn't, but she just doesn't know what to do, and she sighs.
Okay.
If my
she's
son
going
backed me.
to wash her hands very well.
Yes.
And she's just going to be like, come with me. We're going to go figure something out. And she's going to go, I don't know, like she's going to go knock on a tailor's door in the middle of the fucking night and be like, hey.
We need clothes for this little thing?
We need clothes for this guy. We need some shoes. We need some clothes. Maybe some oil-resistant clothes.
Could you put him in a little sailor's outfit with a little hat?
Oh, what was that from?
I'm
what was that from
I
Stranger
wanna
Things?
make him-
Ships Ahoy or whatever. The hat, like.
Yeah.
No,
I wanna make him
Nibbler
dapper.
from Futurama.
Fair.
Oh, Nibbler! Yes.
Okay, so when those of you wake up inside the bastion in the morning, there is already like, sorry, go ahead there, Vagard.
Just want to do a quick cutscene. I wake up, post shenanigans, and I
Yes.
bring a sandwich to Silas.
To Silas?
Yeah.
In the middle of the
Tell
night?
me he slips on some oil.
Yeah,
Tell me he
because
slips
I know
on some oil.
he's a night owl. I gotta bring him. I gotta bring the leftovers.
Then
Silas.
let's not do that. So you make your way through the streets, even in the middle of night. Like there are people up and moving about the city. You make your way to the
Thanks, God.
you make your way to the Great Library and into the illuminated quill dormitories. And when you reach Silas's room, he's not awake. He's not asleep either. His bed is overturned.
Wait, what?
There's blood on the floor. And he is not there. As you look upon the room like this, you hear a gasp behind you as an old man leans against the wall. Gone. They've taken him. And this is Astus, who you've met before. This is the sage of the library that is like a father figure to Silas. As he slides down the wall, he leaves a red stain behind it. When he gets to the ground, from beneath his robes comes the eye in Astus's hands. They couldn't find it, he said. They couldn't find it. And he holds it out for you.
I'll cover it with a cloth. I'll pull out my favor from Isabella. That's she gives me lancing and things like that. and cover it. Like it is the most pure, like handkerchief, and it's just bloody as I cover it.
He
put it away.
He whispers to you. Obsessed with the other eye. But it gave him the vision to know they were coming.
Who were they?
He leans into you, his head on your shoulder, and he just says, "The Inquisitor."
Okay. I'm throwing him over my shoulder.
Yeah, he makes a horrible sound as you do that.
He's going to a cleric. What the fuck was that?
just the tail that went across. There it is again.
Love
okay, he's going over my shoulders, and we're heading to that guy.
Yeah,
he's a real bad boy.
He calls out to you. He's like, Vagar, they can't do anything for me.
Lay on hands, all of it.
Okay, it heals the wounds that were caused.
Yep.
It looks like he has had a stumble and the back of his head got hit or something.
Yeah.
But you can, like, Silas told you that Astus wasn't doing well. So this is more than just a wound. His age and that is starting to catch up with him. He says to you, they cannot have the eye, Vagar.
Can't have you either. I'm grabbing every book and piece of material that I see that Silas loves.
Okay.
Every knickknack, everything that is all of them. And I'm using all of my ridiculous strength to bring everything like a mule. I might not be smart, Gallo, but I have a heart. And I'm grabbing all of my baby's stuff and his friend, and they're all going back into the Bastion. Like I'm grabbing everything is going back with me. All the books and satchels.
So
I'm
you
bringing
gather
the library
everything you can. It is clear.
Do I happen to see him?
No,
you're farting around with Knuckles O'Houlihan.
No, right now you're like bathing him, scrubbing him, like you're like. Ah.
Oh, is that what's happening?
Yeah, and
I'm not getting him his little clothes.
Well, you're probably getting him that too. You're getting his little outfit. Vagard, as you move back through the streets, Astus needs a great deal of help. He can barely walk. Not because of wounds inflicted, just his health condition.
Bringing myself to exhaustion to get back to the Bastion.
Okay.
I'm sprinting because he's not that big, but I'm strong enough, I think. I'm sprinting.
You can see that where all of you had maybe come home, come back, eaten, and gotten a little bit of rest. Some of you bathed, things like that. Silas did none of that. It looks like he came back to the library and immediately started obsessively working.
Yep.
As you're making your way through the streets, Astus says to you, he unlocked the eye. He has seen things to come. That is how he knew they were coming for him. That's how he knew he had to remove it.
Do I need to put this thing in my head? I'm looking at him right now.
I would not.
Why?
Silas paid a price. I would not want to see you lose an eye for this. I don't think Silas would want that either.
You're going to have to DM me on that one. Because I want to know if this is the right... you know what I mean? I'm doing the paladin thing. I will put this thing in my head to save my friends. What's the right answer?
I don't think there is a right answer. You're welcome to do that, but you will have to lose your own eye to do that. You would have to put your eye out and stick this thing in.
Well, I don't know where Silas is, and this thing has all the answers. Yeah, it's going in my head.
Okay, so you get back to the bastion. You find a room to put Astus in. I'm going to say that this has taken a fair.
Do Gallo and I?
Yes, I'm going to say
get home.
I'm going to say that this has taken a fair amount of time. So Gallo and you have been back to the bastion. You've had a few hours of sleep. Leary is up and about. Leary, when you finish getting a little outfit in that for Scribbles, as the sun starts to come up and starts to shine through windows and that, he disappears into a crack in your room.
No one got to see her outfit. Goodbye.
He is still wearing
really
the outfit. Will
like
make its debut, I promise.
I hope
Go ahead.
the outfit's like a little sailor's outfit, right? With like a little cap.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
We need to find
Make him an
someone to do
outfit.
that art. We need to find someone to do that art for us.
I'm just gonna do it.
Yes, I'll say that being in the sort of the same area, the same quarters, it's not long before you guys see Vagard arrive with an old man. Someone that I don't think any of you have met before.
No.
In very rough, clearly very rough shape. Not from wounds inflicted. The man is old and worn out. I think I have a picture here. It's our.
Could you speak any more roughly of this poor old man? He's
no
old
shit,
and
right?
It's our Jean-Luc Picard lookalike.
Who sees me?
That
sees
looks
me as I
more
walk
like
in?
Ben Kingsley than it does Jean-Luc
Oh,
Picard.
fair. You're
okay?
right. I do see that now that you say it. There is a Jean-Luc there, though, if you look. I promise you.
I need to get him into care,
Okay.
and it's only the queen. I'm going straight to King Takar's room because she's the highest cleric that's here.
Okay.
But you guys can follow me if you want to. But I think you get it when you see.
I think that Gallo would try to help.
Yep. I'm probably
Yes.
stumbling and like gassed. But
Yeah,
I'm
Maeve
carrying him.
can-
You know how weird that is? Like I'm gonna carry him no matter what.
Right, but you have all the other shit.
Yep.
Is Leary in her
Don't drop
room
anything.
still?
I'll look at you guys.
No, I think
Don't drop
Leary
anything.
has heard. There would be a fair amount of commotion. I think Vagard would be like, not.
If he's
very
like
quiet.
stumbling and stuff, Maeve will try and take him from him to
Okay.
carry him the rest of the way.
Okay.
Gallo.
You're frozen.
Don't let a paper drop.
Right, don't let a paper drop.
It's all Silas's.
Right, where's
He's
Silas?
gone. He's gone.
What?
As we move up. We have to get to the queen.
I think he literally looks at Maeve like real intently for a second. Like, what do you mean he's gone?
They've taken him.
The look back is like, not me, bruh.
Who's taken him?
We'll sort it out. We need to get him to safety. This is his friend. He's all I have left of him. And I'm just like running upstairs to like
Okay.
get him.
So you find the queen in her sitting room. Maybe she's just having some breakfast.
I'll drop her. I'll drop him. And she's like,
If you were
you have to bring him back.
as a Kingsguard, you are, you're brought. You can get in.
Yep.
So the queen stands up. What happened?
They took Silas.
Who took some?
Majesty. Everything is here. If they took him, they're ahead of us. They took powerful magic for this world. And I'll kneel down, to prove it. I'll take the Dawn Blade, take out my right eye.
Oh my God! No! What are you doing? Stop it! Like Gallo actually actively tries to stop him.
You don't understand.
So you see that he's about to take his own eye out.
Yeah, and he's actively trying to stop him. What are you trying to do?
You have all seen Silas's eye, and
right,
that glowing eye is on the floor right now in front of.
Wait,
it's not on the floor. This thing's not leaving my hand.
Okay, so it's in your hand.
Yeah, no way.
What are you trying to do?
I don't understand.
We need to get our family member.
Right, I understand we need to find Silas, but you losing an eye and depth perception is not going to help the situation.
Can the queen heal him while they...
The old man? The queen helps him to a seat, and makes him comfortable, and sort of begins to look him over, looks at the wound on sort of the back of his head and sees the healing that was given to him by Vegard.
I understand that you may think the course of action you're about to take is the correct one, but I need you to think it is not the correct one, because you're missing one glaring fucking fact. All right? It worked with Silas because he's a fucking wizard. You're a knight, you're a paladin, you're a holy man. That does not mix with arcane.
That's a good point.
To be honest, I think I've been gifted with my...
I do not. I think you might be a little bit delusional, grief-stricken, and unsure of what's going on, my friend. Please do not gouge out your eye in a fit of emotion.
I also think that...
Reason. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think that if a person has taken Silas, then a person can be tracked. And
Silas removed this eye.
Right. Silas probably...
And he's going to need it back, don't you think? And if it's in your skull, that might be a problem.
There are more than one eye. I trust it. You don't
I get
trust
that.
it?
Above board, didn't the maiden give him the eye? Wasn't it a gift directly from her?
They found the eye in a old, ancient, sunken temple in the bog, and the eye was in a chamber in that temple. They took it, and when and Silas lost his eye in a battle inside the temple.
Okay.
And originally the orb was like the size of a small crystal ball, like think maybe a grapefruit. And then overnight, while sleeping with the orb tucked closely to him, when he woke in the morning, it had shrunk and was in his socket.
So it magically was put into his eye.
I'm gonna grab
yes, but no.
He's
Gallo.
trying to take his eye.
I'm gonna grab Gallo by both shoulders, not using the sword. Silas lost his eye defending us. This was his replacement.
Right?
You have to believe me when I believe my friends, like I will believe you. This was left. It's to find.
I think it's left behind so that whoever took him doesn't get it.
And I'm going to look at her and say, there is no way I'm trusting. I will change my tone with her in the first time because I have tested your aura and there is nothing I can believe from you.
What you mean?
She's not who she seems. Unless you want to tell us right now.
Listen,
Jeremy, did I not detect aura?
When you tried to detect
No.
evil on her,
I couldn't
Maeve,
detect.
you couldn't detect anything. It was like she wasn't there.
Would you like to detect? Here, cast it again. I'll take off my ring.
Okay, I'll do it.
Wait, you got a ring that does that? That's fucking impressive.
Okay, so
I'll cast it.
so you slip off
I think
the
this
ring.
is like a good key to the moment.
Did
like,
we pick an
only knowing
alignment for
me?
Maeve?
No, here, I'll message you.
All I need to know is if he would sense evil, or
Evil, no.
he also has the ability to pick up like selfish tendencies, like that would sort of be straying towards what we would call sort of a good and evil axis.
Chaotic neutral.
I was about to say it's very evil. No.
Okay.
She will follow the rules as far as her personal morals believe her to need to follow them.
So she's likely
So what
of
is
some type of a lawful, because she has a code. She's a knight.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't sense any evil on her. But you do sense her. Like, you know, your ability to at least
Basically, I sense Maeve.
Yeah.
I sense
when the
Maeve.
ring comes off, it's like someone just appears in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I will
do
say there's a
appreciate
reason
that.
why she's an errant knight, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that.
And Lyri's
no.
gonna go stand next to Maeve and just be like, I trust Maeve.
I just.
I'm gonna pop that ring back on as soon as he's done.
Okay.
He used this to sense a lot of.
And I understand your desire to want to use it to find him. I think he took it out to keep it away from whoever is after him.
That's what I want. I want them to come to me.
Why don't we go to them? Sans eye.
Or you could
Because-
keep the eye and protect the eye, but maybe not poke out your own eye right now.
Scribbles could keep the eye.
Trill's not keeping.
In the crack.
He could keep it in the crack.
Who's going to follow that little nugget into a crack?
I gave him a new outfit. That's neither here nor there. I don't think that you should poke your eye out.
I concur.
I think Silas wouldn't want that for you. He seems tormented. And I don't think he would want that.
More
But I do
importantly-
think that you should hold on to it for him.
Well, more importantly, we're missing the fact that Silas is a fucking wizard, and you're not.
Yes.
Also,
Paladin, god, power, god,
Like
wizard.
and like he goes up, like he very much Gallo gets very close to Val, and he's just like, you're a man of the gods, and you don't think at all, no matter how noble your intentions might be, that your gods wouldn't frown upon the fact that you're forsaking their divine powers for the arcane in this moment, no matter how good you may be?
Aren't they all intertwined?
No,
my God,
they're
it's
not.
the
They are
arcane.
most definitely not. I am no spellcaster by any work of the imagination, but I can assure you, those that come from the divine and those that come from the arcane are two very different things. Most importantly, you can heal. The arcane harms.
I think he'll kind of come down and grab underneath his leather armor that he's wearing. And Gallo, just like lean in like real close. Take the place it in his hand. Into Gallo's hand.
Right. Gallo takes it, and underneath his armor, he pulls out a very small lockbox.
Okay. Gallo, I will add this. When you pull the lockbox out, and Vagard gives you the eye, it is bigger than, like, it's growing.
Right, so that's why he's trying to put it in the lockbox as quickly as he can.
Okay.
So he like basically his fingers move over the lockbox to pop it open, right?
Yep.
And he sets it in there next to a lock of hair, and then closes the lockbox, seals it, and then tucks it back underneath.
Secret. He's got a secret.
We're gonna revisit that lock of hair shortly.
Welcome, Raiders. Welcome, lollygaggers.
Hello.
Thanks for testing me, friend. And this is my test for you.
The Queen says, "Our dear friend Astus is as good as he's going to be." And she smiles at him, and he seems very pleased to be in the Queen's presence. But he looks tired.
I want to go over and kiss him on the forehead. You'll see Silas again.
Asa says, it was the Pale Blade.
I know.
The fanatics.
They...
I want to look at King Takar. I know he's in the room.
Sure.
You're going to need restraint. Or you're going to allow things like this to happen, Your Majesty. They're out of control in the city. Nolan is garbage. And I'm going to look at May, because I saw their aura. Please tell me you have nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with who?
Norn.
He's my uncle.
In terms of his initiatives. I understand there's relation.
No, I don't have anything to do with him.
But he's not doing right by the city. Your Majesty.
Takar says, I know you don't approve of Norn Vagard. He's done right by the city, though.
If you say so.
I'm sorry for what's happened to Silas. We'll find him. If the Order has taken him, then I will request the Inquisitor to come here to the Bastion to speak to us.
I will summon them if you'd like.
I fear you may be too close to this, my dear friend.
I'll compose myself.
Okay. He says, I'll send for the Inquisitor. We'll find out where Silas is. If the Pale Blade does have him. I think that's a good place.
I want to wait for Gallo. I want to wait for one last moment with
Okay. So you guys,
The rest of the party could be there as well. I just don't want to be in front of the king.
okay. So you leave from the king. The queen takes dear old Astus and says, "Let's go find you somewhere comfortable to stay." And she leads him out.
The queen is.
Yes.
Lyri's gonna follow for a second. She's going to like touch the queen's shoulder and be like, "Is there anything that I can do?"
Is there anything you can do? I think.
Yes. Or
I think Vegard will need all of your patience and the level-headedness that your kind are known for. If the Pale Blade has Silas, I am not sure that that line is one that Vegard can come back from.
I understand.
With everything going on, we need all of our allies focused and with us, not turning on one another.
I'll do what I can.
She smiles at you and then leads Astus away. The king leaves, calling for, servants and guards, and obviously going to summon the Inquisitor to the bastion. And Vegard, you're left alone with your friends in the hallway.
All four of us?
Yes.
I think I'm looking more at Gallo and kind of just on the peripheries, making sure that I can see the lady. I've lost my light. I lost.
What do you mean you lost?
Silas was the best of my source of direction. And found that. 3 of you. You're right. I don't know much about magic. I think a lot of it come from my heart. I saw his
That's
wisdom.
not a bad thing.
Yes. I saw his wisdom in all of it. He drew great power from that. And maybe it doesn't ride with it, but I truly feel that is the compass to find Silas. Whether it doesn't seat in my eye or not, we need to make a choice. The Inquisitors are powerful. I have a feeling with the Arctic. I need to let you know. And I'm looking straight at Gala now. I trust you. Trust your judgment. Please don't waste it. Yes. The light in this world is dimming. We might, all that is left.
Well, I guess we shall have to stoke the flame just a touch, don't you think? However, I'm not too keen on believing that it was actually the Pale Blade. They would have made a show of capturing a sorcerer. They wouldn't have done quite so much cloak and dagger. That's just my 2 coppers.
Didn't Astus, I guess above board, didn't Astus say that he identified them as the Pale Blade?
He did say it was the Pale Blade that came.
So do we think that there's people impersonating the Pale Blade?
We have all the evidence that we need. I mean, I took everything. Took everything out. No.
It sounds like it sounds like something the Pale Blade would do.
It does, and I'll try to explain. They're pretty.
Right. Yes, the Pale Blade would definitely claim a wizard. There's no doubt of that. But why would they parade through the streets actively seeking them out and then suddenly commit some sort of covert way of going after Silas himself? Why wouldn't they just march in there with their not an army to claim him? Because I'm here to tell you, as somebody who moves in the shadows, only assassins and rogues go in that way.
What have you heard from the 13 Lock? What are they?
Right now, nothing other than they are very keen on getting the entrance portals to beneath the bastions in the cities.
Greed.
No, I don't think it's greed.
Maybe we follow them.
We could do that, but I don't necessarily want to give them the map that they're asking for.
Give them, let 2 of them in. We'll be their security. They can cartography. There's nothing to see down.
Well, if the 13 locks are interested in it, there is something down there. Specifically, the fact that all of the walkways and passageways down there go to strategic points within the city. I could think of quite a few individuals who would find that information very useful.
I want to reach into my pocket, pull out Scribble.
You pull out his rock.
Yep.
Okay.
You're a part of this party. What do you think?
He's not there.
Is he not there?
There's no
He lives
answer.
in my room now.
I don't know how this works. Put it back.
Do you want
Walkie-talkie now.
Do you want to take him to your room?
Sure.
It's been
You
a
really
very
want to-
long...
You really want to ask Scribbles?
Maeve,
what we
you've
should
been
do.
quiet. What does Maeve know?
I don't
And
know
why
a
would you
whole
wear
lot
that ring?
because it's helpful when you're on the road.
Okay.
What? What are you implying? Well,
Me?
yes.
Maybe Maeve knows something. Be silent.
Well, I can
don't
say
know.
this. I can say this much, right? As far as this evening's happenings, Maeve would have no knowledge of it. She was with me most of the night. And he winks.
Okay.
They're gonna look at me like a little, like hurt.
At this point, Leary's the only one not getting any action. I feel like that's not fair.
She has Scribbles time.
Doing all the cleaning.
Them big old knuckles.
those big old
I don't know what-
Absolutely not, Kurt. You shut your mouth.
She used my government name.
Okay, why don't we wrap? We're getting kind of late. Why don't we wrap there?
Not on that, Jeremy. You could do better.
Let's wrap there, and when we come back, then we can next time we can do the search for Silas.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Yeah, let's wrap them knuckles.
Yeah.
I was gonna suggest
Yes.
that we might go back to the scene of the crime and see if we can suss anything out but
Yeah. Yeah.
I was gonna
wouldn't
say,
trust
why don't
me.
I go ask my uncle?
yeah, why don't you go ask your uncle? But we could do that
Right.
next time.
Millie old.
Let's go ask my uncle. Okay, that was awesome. That was
What
awesome.
does unks know?
Thanks everybody. That was good. It was our first time
The
back in a little wide.
intrigue!
There was no massive combat or anything like that, but there's plenty of that to come. There's plenty of that to come.
Not this time.
Not this
think-
time.
I think Veilguard and me are the only ones without, or Vhagar and myself are the only ones without like major secrets so far.
Oh, Vagrant
How many
has-
major secrets are you
Vagrant has
talking about?
secrets. Vagrant has secrets.
Oh, maybe he does. I'm an open book.
We love that about Larry. Why not? Why not? Shall we raid someone? We've had so many great raiders join us tonight. Darling,
Yeah.
We did.
Darling,
We
I
had
believe was
so many raids. I have Rin Vixen
We did.
or Tired Actor. Anybody have anybody else as a suggestion? Tired Actor's fun. Have you ever heard? We got to play it again.
Yeah, let's do that then. Let's do that then.
It sounds like a fun one.
She did is this going the round hole or the square hole? We're going to put it in the square hole. Yeah. That's her.
Sounds like our kind of people.
It does. It circles all the way back to the start of this stream.
Circles back to the square.
All right, I will put us over onto our hold screen, and we're gonna launch the raid.
Hi, everybody. We have Sunday. We're doing Red Wizards Rise.
Yes,
Right? Anybody else have
I'll
anything
be
else?
there.
we're
Next
back with this game in 2
Thursday.
weeks. Yeah, does your game start, Kate, next Thursday?
Yeah, next Thursday, my game starts. We're going. It's a Feywild campaign, so
Very
it'll
cool.
be interesting. But it starts next week, Thursday, 8 o'clock, same time. Just running opposite weeks.
It's going to be great.
Flip flopping. Okay, I'm gonna put us to the hold
Fun.
screen, and
Flippity flops.
you can hit the
Very
raid button.
curmudgeon Irish Ranger.
Yeah,
It's going to be.
Irish.
Irish.
Yeah.